Hi guys, I'm Arjun and this is the Food Plant. Now today I'm going to show you how to make boiled potato chips. So these are interesting because you don't deep fry them, you don't pan fry them, you don't even oven fry them, you actually boil them. So what you end up with is a really quite moist potato chip, so it's not dry like all the other ones are. We've got flavour to it, you don't need to put sauce on it, you barely even need to salt or pepper it, it's really up to you. But let's get started and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, start with 800 grams of potatoes and just wash them and cut off any of the extra bits that you don't need on there. Okay, so that's ready. So now we need to cut it up into chip shapes. So you probably want to do about a centimetre or so thick of the chips. So just like this sort of thing, basically. Do that for all of them. Okay, so that's chopped. So the next thing to do is put them into a pot so we can boil them. Alright, just cover them with water. Alright, what you want to do now is put about a teaspoon of salt into the water. The reason you do this is it stops the potatoes soaking up too much water at this stage. Okay, now just cover the potatoes and leave them to boil. So you want to boil them for about 20 minutes until they're just becoming a bit soft, but you still want them to be a bit firm. So parboiled is what you're going for. Now we're going to start making the stock to cook the potatoes in. So start with 1.5 cups of water. And put into that 1 teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of cumin powder. Alright, so just give that a bit of a stir and you want to put it to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, instead of doing this, you can actually just use 1.5 cups of vegetable stock if you prefer. But I like to make my own because it tastes better. Okay, so that's been simmering on the low temperature for about 10 minutes. Now, even if you've used vegetable stock for this part, you need to do this next stage. So what I've got here is 1 teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of rosemary, and half a teaspoon of methi leaves. Now, you can really use whatever herbs you can find, but what you want is about 2 teaspoons worth of herbs altogether. So put those in, and put another 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of water. And just simmer this again for another 10 minutes. It's been 20 minutes for the potatoes, so what you want to do is drain these straight away so they don't take on any more water. Okay, so that's finished simmering now. So what you want to be left with is about a cup worth of liquid. Okay, so now of course the potatoes are done as well. It's 20 minutes. As you can see with the potatoes, see they're still quite firm, right? And when you break them, there'll be a bit of tenseness to them when they break. So they're not fully finished cooking yet. So what we want to do is take your potatoes and pour them into the liquid here. Alright. Now, you want to keep this on a low or just above low heat. And of course, what you want to do is cover it. Now, leave this covered and simmering for about 20 minutes. You may need to stir it a couple of times. But what you want to have is all the liquid soaked up and the potatoes to be fully finished cooking. So we're partway into the cooking process now. As you can see, because there's not much liquid, it's really boiling up around the potatoes. That's what you want to happen. Obviously make sure you've got it on a low heat because if it's too high, it's just going to boil dry at the bottom and start burning. So you do want it to look like this at this stage. So that's been 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is just give it a quick stir. Take this side. So there's just a really little bit of liquid left in it right now. So I'm just making sure the ones at the top get some liquid on them too. Alright. That's pretty good so far. I mean, it's smelling pretty good. I mean, I'm getting hungry already. So let's get this finished. Cover it back up and 5 more minutes and we should be good. Just keep an eye on it because it might be shorter than 5 minutes depending on how much liquid you had. Alright, so as you can see, we're done here with these chips. Cooked up, put them in a bowl. Now what you want to do is just taste them, see if it's to your liking salt-wise, and, you know, serve them up, eat them however you want. But I just eat it straight up like this.